Hello friend, welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. You are looking with me on 2007 Toyota Sienna, which came here today for engine oil change. The main lift is taken by this 97 4Runner, so basically I have a chance to show you how it's done when you don't have a lift. So how I started the whole procedure was I came here, park it on this level area, right? And this is that 2GRFE 3.5 liter 6-cylinder engine. So I removed that cover, which you can see here. You just simply pop it up, and then I open this filler cap and let it resting here. I also pull out the dipstick, which you can see nicely here, and I did that for the oil to be able nicely drain. After that I made a space underneath the car, right? I used the car jacks, and you always better put the car on the jack stands, right, for the safety when you are getting underneath it. And when I lifted it slightly, it gave me space right here. And using 14mm wrench socket, I was able to remove the drain plug, so you can see it's draining right here. And also the filter housing is right here. And when you use the special wrench, which you can see right here, you can get it at either Toyota dealer or any aftermarket store. I was able halfway loosen this housing, and you can see it's also dripping the oil, right? And now I have time finally to let it go, and when this will stop dripping, I will continue removal of that housing. Here you can have a chance to see that brand new filter, right, that paper element which we will be replacing, and the other stuff which came with it. This was the plug to drain that housing. I don't use it. I believe it's a waste of time. Here you see the detailed instructions, which is great, right? This is a O-ring which was for this system, so this is not being used, and we will be replacing this O-ring. And this oil at the housing stopped dripping, so I finally removed it and brought it here to show you in the detail how it looks, right? So this is going to be removed. That's the remainings of that old oil, so you can either clean it with the shop rag right inside, or use the brake cleaner, whatever works for you. And I will personally continue with replacing this O-ring. You don't need any pick or anything. It's easy to squeeze it on both sides, and you can pull it off. And you just take the new one and put it into place. Make absolutely sure you pay attention where you put it, and you didn't leave it above, but you put it in that groove where it belongs. Otherwise you will end up with the leaks later. So this is all clean, right? I can install the new filter. It's both sides are identical, so you just push it in, and I'm ready to start screwing it back into the engine. And before you will do that, I highly recommend that you lubricate this O-ring with the new oil, so it nicely goes inside. And I will say this is really important moment when you are installing it back, right? It's good to do it by hand. I will do final cleaning around here. I will start putting it in. And you have to pay attention, feeling this O-ring, that it's not being pinched. That's why we lubricated it, because there will start the moment when it will give resistance. That's right now. And you carefully Don't rush this. Don't use any power tools. Carefully feeling it. Do you hear that O-ring? You have to make sure it's nicely in and it didn't get dislocated or pinched or something, because that will result in the leak. Now, when you finish it by the hand, you can grab a torque wrench and torque this housing to 25 Newton meters. So it's relatively light torque, right? Don't over tight it. It's not how hard it is, it's the O-ring which is sealing it. For you who paid attention, there was stuck still this washer, right? It was stuck on the pan, so I peeled it off using this tool, and I will install this drain bolt with the new washer. Here you can see the blue washer. It's original Toyota crusher washer, right? It's always advisable to install the new one so you don't have any oil leaks. And by the hand I started, right? And then I will torque it with the torque wrench. And I like to use on these drain plugs 40 Newton meters, 40. So here comes the torque wrench with that 14 millimeter socket, right? And let's hear for it. Excuse me. One more time. You heard it. It's 39.4. That's perfect for me. I will do one last wiping, right? I want to have everything perfectly clean. I will remove everything from here and I can continue up there. Here you can see with me finally how that oil was bad, right? It's really dark and contaminated. This again, that special tool. And detail of that crusher washer, you can see that's definitely was bad, right? And that needed to be replaced. So Sienna is nicely back in the level on the ground, and here on that cap we can see that it needs 5W30 engine oil. And if you look in your owner's manual, it will tell you that it's a 6.4 quarts. You saw in different videos that you can use as a funnel, right? You can use the old oil bottle because it screws nicely in that opening, and I can start pouring, right, conventional 5W30. Since it's taking 6.4 quarts, I will pour 6 and then I will start measuring the level of the oil using dipstick. I have poured in complete 6 quarts. I will grab this dipstick, right, and put it here in the dipstick tube, and that will show me where the level is. And I hope you can see it with me, I'm not sure. This is the top mark and this is the bottom, and the oil is touching all the way to the top mark. This is wonderful. That means I will put the dipstick back. I will remove this funny funnel, right? And I will put back this plug, right? Now I am ready. This is all good. Everything removed from here. I'm ready to go start up the engine and run it for approximately 1 minute. When you run the engine, always make sure you are in well ventilated area. I will be observing that engine oil pressure warning light. It needs to go off pretty soon after startup. And it did, you see it disappeared. So I will let it run for approximately 1 minute and then shut it off. And you can see I still have that maintenance light there, right? Required maintenance. So I have to reset that. I will show you how to do that in different video. I will also replace that windshield sticker, right, with the correct numbers. And now I have to wait at least 5 minutes, right? Because we spread the oil, the new oil, it's all over the engine, but it needs 5 minutes to go all the way down back to the pan, and then I can perform my final measurement. And I expect I will be adding that additional 0.4 of the engine oil. I hope you find this video helpful. If you enjoy it, please give it a thumb up and make sure you are subscribed. I have way more coming your way very soon. Thanks for watching and have a great day, my friend.